I don't think most professional journalists or most professional PR practitioners really exhibit a whole lot of conflict of interest. I think, again, it's an industry of adults. It's an industry of people who work together. It's one of the benefits of being in a fairly close, fairly small industry is that we know each other, we respect each other. The fact that AAEA has a code of ethics and can point to it is also a plus. I think it's important as a freelancer. I work on several sides of the industry. In other words, I write directly for magazines, but I also do some public relations work. And it's very important to me to make sure that my clients know that I'm working for X, and so in other words, if I'm working on a magazine article, I won't propose an article that would create a conflict of interest. Or if there's an article that I've come across that deals in an aspect of the industry that I also have a public relations interest in, I'll write that right into the pitch idea, saying, I heard about this, or one of the companies that I do some PR writing for has a chemical in this business, or that deals with this particular problem. And so I would happily give this idea to someone else, or step away from it, or just make it clear that this is a flag. And I want my editor to know that. I want my sources to know that, and I want to be aware of that. I want that top of mind as I prepare it. And if I do those things, I've never run into a problem where it's been perceived that I have a conflict of interest. The other thing tends to be, or the other thing that I run into as a freelancer, because I wear these hats, is I will always make a point of calling an editor or calling a source and explaining at the very start of the call why I'm calling. Calling you on behalf of a client, or I'm calling you to do an article for X magazine. When it comes to calling colleagues who are editors, I'll say, I'm calling you with my PR hat on. Here's a PR idea that I'm working with, or I'm calling you from AAEA, or I'm calling you as a colleague or as a friend. I think starting the conversation that way and ending the conversation that way helps keep things clear. And really, conflicts of interest, I think, are really issues of miscommunication or unclear communication. So the best remedy for that is being extremely clear about what you're doing. And frankly, you have to do the smell test. If it kind of smells funny, don't do it. And I've turned down assignments specifically for that reason. It just didn't smell right. It smelled like it could be misconstrued or become unclear. And at that point, I usually just try to give somebody a couple of names of people who might be better choices for that.